everyone, Steph here from thegoodride.com. We are here checking out the Jones Women's Hovercraft in a 146. So the Hovercraft is an alternative freeride board. It is volume shifted, so it's got a wider waist width. You can ride it smaller if you'd like to, or you can ride it in your own size and have a little bit more of that aggressive feeling board. The Hovercraft is nimble and maneuverable and also a power board, but likes to carve and kind of explore all over the mountain as well. It is a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more playful of a personality than the women's flagship. You can ride this shorter than normal. Being a volume shifted board, it also has a wider waist width. So it's a lot wider than your average women's board. It's definitely more of a mid-wide and or kind of like short fat type board. I do wish it was available in like one more size, just to open up the possibility for the smaller riders. So the Hovercraft comes with the directional rocker profile, which is positive camber under the bindings, going to a rocker on the nose. It's a directional rocker, and it also comes with a 3D contour base. So you get a little bit of a 3D spoon nose up here and a little bit down here. It keeps the Hovercraft feeling maneuverable and loose on the snow, and also really helps with floating in powder. It also comes with the Traction Tech 3.0, so you get a very mellow wave along the side cut. There's about 3 bumps just to give you a little bit added edge hold in harder snow conditions and ice. And it has a 7 out of 10 flex. So it's a little bit softer than the flagship. The Hovercraft to me feels a little less locked in than, say, the Jones flagship. It still is very stable, but it's a little bit more forgiving. I felt like it was fast to turn. It also takes a little less effort to turn than the flagship. So the Hovercraft can definitely make smaller radius turns. It likes to maneuver quickly. It can turn in tight spots and like through bumps and make small skidded turns and steeps. It does have a decent edge hold on ice. It's got that positive camber, under the feet, and then it also has that side cut disruption. So it's somewhere in that happy medium where you get a little bit of extra help, but not a lot. The Hovercraft has a nice stability when you hit chunder or bumps or uneven snow. It maintains a pretty good line, but you can also turn it through that type of condition. You don't have to just straight line it and make it to the other side. Switch, it's kind of weird. It feels more backwards, I feel like, than the flagship does. But you can do it if you're in a tight spot and you have to make that happen. But obviously, it's directional. It doesn't really want to ride switch that much. So it's directional and it's tapered. And you also get that 3D contour base that allows the nose to float out of the snow even more. The Hovercraft really does hover in powder. It's very floatable. It is very easy to keep the nose above the snow in deep conditions. And it's super fun to ride off-piste and in trees as well. It's easy to turn, it's easy to manipulate and turn in tight spots, and it's super fun in the trees on a powder day, but it's also fun in more wide open terrain. I still feel like it takes a little bit less effort to turn and get on edge than the flagship. So this is kind of the more a little bit more playful, a little bit more surfy, a little bit more free-flowing ride, where the flagship is a little bit more of that straight liner hard charger. And getting the Hovercraft onto some groomers and carving is a lot of fun as well. You get that wide waist width to where when you tip the board over on edge, it goes for as long as you want it to go. And it has a very fluid feel when carving. So who is the Hovercraft for? The Hovercraft is an alternative freeride board for those advanced to expert riders who are looking for a fun, semi-surfy, semi-chargy freeride board. For that rider who likes to float, who likes to ride powder, who likes to make carves, it is fun, inspiring, and it is stable, and it likes to have fun in all sorts of freeride situations. So that's a look at the Jones Hovercraft.